Hello, hello guys. This is Igor MGTOW and Video Games here, and I'm going to moderate the chat so that things don't happen really funny. But I'm going to give you the link. So hopefully that's good. So if you want a link, then you can get it. Here comes the link. Anyways, here you go. The link. You make us. You can have the link if you wanna. So here the link goes.
Yo, what's up, Igor?
Hello. Today we're going to talk about the anti-MGTOW collapse.
Sorry, what was that?
Today we're going to talk about how anti-MGTOWs are collapsing.
Okay.
Just because a classmate made a pathetic anti-MGTOW channel in Serbian doesn't mean the anti-MGTOWs will survive. And that is a good thing.
Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on with your mic, but it keeps like spazzing out. It's really hard to understand what you're saying.
Oh, having mic issues.
It sounds like you're blowing into it a lot.
How about this?
Probably move it away from your face more.
How about this?
Better.
But the
Can you
problem is
maybe
people
move it to
can't
a
hear.
different angle so it's not right in front of your nose or mouth?
Hi. Also, I'm moderating the chat really heavy because I don't want something funny happening. Like bots
Or
making like bots making old accounts to dislike my videos and such.
okay,
These bots are so desperate. Penny Trout is so desperate. She has to make old accounts and to pretend to be my family members. She's desperate. She makes old accounts to dislike my videos. That's how desperate she is. And that's
that's true.
one-sided bullying.
But like, why do you give her attention?
I don't give her attention. I'm more focused on removing her posts and hiding her accounts.
Okay.
Also,
So, do
also
you hear
people.
about Undead Chronic getting his channel banned?
Oh yes, he has a backup channel called the
Yeah.
Zombie Glitch, which I have already been subscribed to before it was terminated. And also, I'm going to make a video about it.
So
Since
how is it that the anti-MGTOW are collapsing? What's making them collapse?
bots are fighting each other, bots are fighting each other, feminists are eating themselves, Yukio's channel and other anti-MGTOW channels are getting less views, less subscribers. Basically, it's a full-on collapse.
Hmm. Okay.
They try to mess with us MGTOWs, but they can't. Also, like this video before that Penny bot dislikes it. I have liked it so that I can get ahead. Because I don't want this bot. This bot basically made so much accounts that I now have 20 dislikes. All from one person over these accounts. I, and also she made an old account saying how she will flag my channel. So I decided to flag some of her videos. She threatened, but I actually did it. Basically, if there is any mention that I hear that someone will flag my channel, I'll flag theirs first.
Do you know what the flagging is supposed to be for?
Oh yes, reporting for any issues. Well, she wanted to flag my channel, so no way I'm going to let my channel be terminated.
What would you do if it was?
I have a second channel, but I'm not interested in having to regain 829 subscribers.
Okay, well, I mean, other than your YouTube channel, what are you doing?
And I've been focusing on the MGTOW website.
Oh, really? Do you have any progress to show me?
We are currently deciding on the route we're going to take. Should we use more of the YouTube style or more of Discord style?
What does
And
that
I'm
mean?
going to basically, like Discord, MGTOW is also going to be a program, not just a website.
Who's developing your app then? If you want it to be an application, who's developing it?
Oh, Google automatically closed me from their browser. Let me check. Oh yes, it's still on air. Good. Sneaky little Google. All content has been
So
terminated.
who's developing your application if you want it to be an app as well?
First, we are going to focus on the website and then on the app.
Okay. Do you have any progress on your website?
Not really, because we're deciding what elements we are to implement.
Who's we?
Basically the Igor MGTOW Council.
Oh, okay. What comprises the council? Like who's in the council?
Basically my MGTOW school friends.
Oh, okay. Are they helping you with it, or are they just talking about it?
No, they are trying to quote unquote advise me on what should be added. And one thing, MGTOW has been revolved around. So let's explain. This penny pot tried to instigate a conflict between Forma Force and Fox News,
Yeah, I saw that.
and the People's Socialist Workers Republic of Igor Victor is not going to let that happen.
Well, that's good. I mean, see, what my the thing I really enjoyed about it is I was watching this happen in real time, and Vox came to me. He's like, "Yo, could you message Mr. Forma because I don't know what's going on." And from me messaging him, I found out that he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on." So Mr. Forma's phone number was spoofed, and yeah, it's a good thing that we have brothers out in the community who are paying attention to this. That's why I went and commented on Hammerhand's video where he called this out. It's like, it's good to see other brothers out there paying attention to this and communicating for the community on, this is what's happening. So be weary, be cautious, pay attention, and to validate things with your brothers. Approach from a different angle or a different medium and figure out what's actually going on. It's a good idea.
STG Pi Gold has gotten the entire title wrong.
He wasn't
I
saying
have
the title to question.
I have to explain to him that I'm talking about the anti-MGTOWs, not MGTOWs.
Ha. Hey, so if you have any questions for me or if you want to tell me something, please do that. If not, I'm going to go back to work.
Also, I basically told Portuguese MGTOW in his server about this bot and her intentions. And also, I revealed, I found a mirror video from MTMM by Mike the MGTOW Monk from Fox News. Oh yes, thanks for doing our work. Uh, is she is she hidden from the channel or just timed out?
Hidden.
Well, women always go to the text channel. Basically, men get the text and voice channel, but women are only relegated to the text channel, and it's always moderated.
I don't know, man. Anytime any female wants to open her mouth and talk shit on MGTOW in any way, fuck that. I'll banhammer their asses straight away. You're free to watch, but if you want to talk, it better be constructive. Otherwise, get your ass out of here.
Oh yes, and also, it seems as though that there are more and more thoughts. And I have found this pathetic anti-MGTOW channel, which is by Serbian. And she had no argument. She said that women never done anything wrong towards men in Serbian, and
Women never done. Oh my. Oh, hallelujah! I've seen the light. Women are perfect and they've never done nothing wrong to no man.
let me translate the last part of the video. Women have not done anything wrong towards men. Why are you attacking us, MGTOW? Shame on you. And also she said, I'm not against men. And then said, to MGTOW men, die while crying. She said it while crying in Serbian. While crying.
Well, she should have died while crying instead of saying it while crying. It would have been a lot better. It would have been more entertaining.
Oh yes. I made a response video basically saying that her claims are bullshit. Oh, MGTOW Misfit, hello. The MGTOW Misfit, can you speak?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What up? What up?
I
What's up,
found
Igor?
I found this pathetic MGTOW channel.
Oh, hang on. There we go.
I found this pathetic anti-MGTOW channel which only has 1 subscribers and it's in Serbian. Basically, her video was all strawman arguments and shaming tactics and 0 arguments.
So, Igor, did you have any questions for me, brother?
How should we deal with the anti-MGTOWs and Penny specifically?
Well, I mean, as long as they're just online, just throw shade their way. Keep them out of our communities. Knock them down. Don't let them in. And beyond that, let them suck their own dicks. And then just
Yes.
stay strong in our community. That's really the best way to handle it.
Here's the problem with Penny. She creates soccer accounts.
It's kind of hard to keep people completely out of your community on the internet.
She tried to pretend to be my family member.
Why so?
Well, I mean, you're going to get people in your comments. You're going to get people one way or another. I mean, people are going to come into the space. I mean, you can ignore it. You can moderate it and ignore them, I guess, but I don't know.
That would be the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. Is just keep control of your community and only allow in people who you want in the community.
It's hard to control the whole community though, but I hear you.
Well, like for example, I have this chat section. I have my Discord server. People I don't want in there just aren't in there.
Yeah, I gotta get hip to this Discord thing. It's new to me. I mean, everybody's using Discord. What is Discord? It's like a whole nother online community.
I'll explain to you. Discord is like a text channel where you can have servers and basically like a community. It's basically like Reddit, but you can create your own community and you can invite whoever you want.
Hit up that link, brother. You'll join my Discord.
All right, let me go back to the video here, to the YouTube channel.
This is always MGTOW when in doubt mayhem. That link I just put in the chat there, that will go straight to the Project Mayhem Discord server. Hit that up and talk to your other men over there.
Oh yes, and there is one specific thing. That Penny bot used the same tactics I used when I tried to enter Portuguese MGTOW server. Although I didn't try to pretend to be his family members. And I didn't say I would flag his channel. which is
You know,
why
as MGTOW, the thing is MGTOW, it's really only helps protect us from women. It doesn't really protect us from the overall government and the people, the goddamn people that are doing this all to us in the first place.
Not really.
That's what kind of irks me. It's like, you know,
Okay, so here's the thing. I hear what you're saying, but I mean, I'm not sure, where you're at in your journey, or how long you've been in MGTOW, or what your viewpoints are, because this is our first interaction. But
right.
MGTOW is not just protection from women. It's realizing your own path, realizing your own power, your own authority, and with that information, with that direction, that's starting from the ground up, and you are the sky.
Yeah, but well, I think I understand that, but I feel like the government's a little more predatory.
Absolutely.
Right. I don't like a predatory government.
Well, that's government in general.
Yeah, well, it's gotten a lot worse though. It's not. I'm not saying it's always been perfect, but I remember I'm a fairly old guy, and I have been. I mean, now there's kind of a name for it. It's called MGTOW, but I started saying to all my blue pill simp friends as I was slowly digesting the reality myself, we need to stop just playing into all this and, make it a little harder anyway, and stop being so. There was no word first. There was no simp. There was no word simp. You know what I mean? I just had to kind of use all the words that we had back then, which was stop throwing yourselves at these women. You know what I'm saying? Stop just walking right. And it didn't. I woke a few people up here and there, and obviously other people that were onto it back in the 90s did too, because here we are now, and MGTOW is, spreading fast, and it's a fairly big community. But so I'm just saying, I don't know if you want to call it MGTOW, but I was entertaining these ideas back in the 90s before I was on the internet.
I hear you, man. Like, since I was Igor's age, I started getting red pilled, and I was living MGTOW before I even knew what MGTOW was. And even now, like, I don't, I'm not perfect. Everyone has their flaws, and everyone has their challenges. But just learning that it's okay to value yourself beyond what society tells you, choosing to walk your own path, it's a beautiful fucking thing.
Oh yes.
It's made my life a lot easier, and I feel on my channel I come across like my life sucks. But here's the thing, like, I really have a terrific life. Like, I've really done well despite.
How old are you, brother?
I'm gonna be 50 soon.
Holy shit.
I know, I almost cry as I say that. So anyway, my point is I've actually done really well despite the fact that I feel.
Okay, just to say this, you sound like a young man that drinks a lot of alcohol and smokes a lot of cigarettes.
I used to drink and smoke. I quit smoking altogether. I'm drinking a beer right now though, but yeah.
No, like your voice. It sounds like someone who's like fucking up their voice, but you're older, so it's an interesting take on.
Yeah, I also just did a podcast where I kind of lost it a little bit and as soon as I start talking about this stuff, my blood pressure goes up. Sorry.
That's all right, brother.
Because it's really affected me. It's like knowing you were poisoned. Like, it's like being smart enough to know that you were poisoned, so that your like IQ has gone down, so you're mad about it, but you're aware. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, I know my life will never be what it should have been. I'll never obtain the levels that I should have, but at the same time, I'm doing pretty well. Don't get me wrong. And the only thing wrong in my life is that I want to have a relationship with my children, and I can't. That's the only thing, and that's a big thing, but it's the only thing. Everything else is fine. I got a good career. I have people, I have a small circle of people that like me. I have a good family. I have my own house. I have a car. I have some toys. So I've done really well. It's just that's the one thing in my life that is bad, and the only reason I don't have my kids is because I'm a man, And that really fucking pisses me off. Excuse my language.
I agree though. You should be pissed off. It's not right, man. It's not something we should allow. Do me a favor though. I'm not sure if you've ever seen my content, but go to my channel. I'll send you a link if you want. But there is 3 videos I would like for you to check out. One is ethical evolution, and the other 2 are my Project Mayhem videos. Are you familiar with any of my content?
No, I will check your channel out. I don't believe I thought you might have been your voice sounds fairly familiar. Like I thought you were I can't remember his name, misanthropic MGTOW or whatever his name. I thought that was you. Maybe not, I guess.
No, that's not me.
Okay. Well, I will check out your channel. Project Mayhem. Or what's
right.
your
I'll give you the links right now.
Yeah, throw me a link. I will check your videos out. Yeah, I just I don't want to minimalize MGTOW. It's just I'm wondering where this is all going. MGTOW has absolutely helped me because it sort of refined. MGTOW refined the crude thoughts and we didn't now that we actually have a vocabulary, we actually have a glossary now, so we're all on the same page with our words and our understanding of everything. And MGTOW kind of crystallized everything and made it more clear, and also it's gotten a lot of men together in an area where you could never really get men together, so it's kind of good in that way. And the other way is I'm just, I'm a type of person, I like to look off into the future. I'm like, where the hell is this going,
I hear you. I hear you, but I'm impatient, and I'm a man of action. So instead of wondering what's going to happen or where it's going, instead of waiting for it, I'm a guy that just does it.
Good for you.
Yes.
All right.
Also, me and my classmates, the MGTOW classmates, had a plan to launch an insurrection if feminists ever arrive here.
All right, I'm on your channel. I will check that. I won't do it now because we're on the air, but as soon as we get off, I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll check out your videos.
Also, MGTOW is the only thing. MGTOW is the reason why I exist as I am. Without MGTOW, I would have been probably another person who is not really, who is just a pawn to the gynocentric system.
Well, that's the thing though too is everyone is, even MGTOW, we are pawns in the system because we're still here, we're alive, we're men and we're alive, so we are pawns in the system. But what really matters is what we do with our awareness. Are we going to stick our heads in the sand and try to ghost reality and act like we're a part of it or we're apart from it, when in reality we can't be? Or are we going to do something about it?
If you sort of do anything about it, you start entering the territory of being labeled a terrorist is the issue, and then people start distancing themselves.
Well, any opposition is going to be labeled opposition, terrorist.
Right, exactly. And I'm watching this situation go down right now, actually, with Global Man, where people are saying, well, MGTOWs are going to be listed as terrorists if we hang around, if we associate with Global Man. But here's the issue. I think I was labeled a terrorist a long time ago, as soon as I started speaking my mind on the internet, period. So that whole threat of being labeled a terrorist
I hear what you're saying.
Stop scaring me.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm right there with you. Like, I don't give a fuck what people want to call me.
Right.
The issue here is not them calling us terrorists. The issue here is one of the people under our label doing shit that is demonstratively terrorism. When you are doxing people and putting their real names out there and making them targets, that is bad. Especially when you're documenting it and there's proof. Like, there's no way of getting around that.
Yeah, he did a video where he explained why he did that.
Right, but
turns out
it hurts the community. If you're gonna do something like that, if you have like a secret ops and
I
like that's your thing on the low, then that's your
it,
thing on the low. But don't bring it into the community.
it actually stopped somebody who was hurting the community. They've gone away.
I'm really neutral on,
I hear what you're saying. It's just you have to see the other side too.
That's
and I think
war. I guess I'm ready for war because I have 2 kids that I don't know where they are, and I have to wake up worrying about them every day.
Okay, then Project Mayhem is perfect for you, brother.
can I say something?
Uh,
I'm kind of neutral with the whole global man topic because surely I'm on the side of the other makes us think that doxing is bad, but I'm also planning to
I don't
use
want to
the
perpetuate this
information
problem,
some
you know.
way.
What do you mean?
I mean, leaving 2 kids with a single mom is and everyone's saying like, "Oh, what can you do about it?" is perpetuating the whole problem because it's like 2 more kids. My 2 sons are gonna grow up you know, they're gonna grow up. They're gonna what about when they end up in prison? Can I step in and smack some people around and say, no, you guys made sure I wasn't in their life, and anybody who comes near my kids and tries to throw them in a jail cell, seeing as how you didn't let me raise them properly, I'm going to have to use lethal force on you. Is everyone going to understand where I'm coming from at that point and be like, yeah, no, he's right. We fucked his kids up and we're sorry and we'll stay away from
Absolutely.
your
I
kids.
mean, you know that that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sick of living in a world like that.
So
Seriously,
change the world.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is MGTOW going to change the world, or what are we doing here? You know?
MGTOW is not. Men can.
Well, as it stands now, I feel like I have absolutely no rights to change anything, and I don't know. I'm trying to
Only
figure.
rights you have are the rights you take for yourself.
Right, precisely. That's called, and that's not, and that's what Global Man did, and that's being now labeled as terrorism, or we're
Well,
going to be
so here's
called
the thing,
terrorism.
like there's a difference between this group on a social platform having to exile a member and then that there's a difference between that and then that person like being kicked off of any sort of other community. When you're on a platform, if you have to confine to rules and you have to play that part, then that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
But like
but I mean, I'm hearing lots of insults like he's acting like a woman. He's absolutely not acting like a woman. The guy has stood up to judges and been thrown in prison and is exiled from his country, and he that's not the behavior of a female. That's the behavior of George Washington.
here's one thing. So I'm completely neutral to the global man subject because I don't wanna
Yep.
because I
All right.
don't really support dogs, but B, because I'm planning to use the information for my own secret intelligence purposes.
Mm-hmm. I'm not the type to dox anybody or anything. I usually call people out on their channel. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I'm not the
Or
type to dogs,
I don't like
but
to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm also not the type to dogs, but that info.
Yeah, me neither. I've never doxed anybody. I only that's another term. I mean, it's like I hear all these terms getting thrown around. I don't even know what doxing is. But
Oh, Igor Curtin, hello. Which the
Hello,
other
UK.
guy?
so doxing,
it gets your personal information put out there basically.
right, it gets your personal information, so like your name, your address, your phone number, all of the things people can use to affect you in reality.
Wow, pretty interesting.
Oh, Igor Curtin, hello.
Hello, UK.
Pretty interesting.
Uh,
Hello.
that Igor
So
Curtin.
just to sum it up here or get a current temperature of where we're at, we're on a call with Igor MGTOW. He's hosting always MGTOW When in Doubt Mayhem. We got MGTOW Misfit and a new person that just joined. What's your name, sir?
Igor
Igor
Pudding.
Curtin.
Eagle
He's
Coon?
the other Igor. Igor
Yeah.
Curtin.
Are you from
He's the
America?
other.
Oh,
He's,
Igor Kurdane.
Yep.
yes, he is from the UK.
Okay. You guys are both named Igor? That's funny.
Oh yes. Thing is, the other Igor is older and he's from a different region than I am.
Who's the alpha Igor? Have you guys had a fight to determine that yet?
This would be the second. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We're not interested in a fight because the last time when I fought with Portuguese MGTOW, I made a plan to never fight with MGTOWs again.
Good idea.
So I'm not interested.
It was a joke, by the way.
So this would be the second Project Mayhem that I would have participated in. With this one of there was another sort of Project Mayhem. I don't know if anybody knows this, for InfoWars. Back in the maybe 2000, before 2010, sometime, people started writing InfoWars on the money and writing it in bathroom stalls and all this stuff. And that's when Alex Jones really got propelled into the mainstream media to the point where, you know, he started becoming a guest on Fox and Fox News and all this stuff. So I already helped propel somebody into the spotlight before, and then they kind of flipped and went. I think they got to Alex Jones and threatened his family. And that's when his wife left him, and he kind of started jumped on the Trump train and became a Republican, because he was non-denominational, or not non. He was what do you call that? Independent, you know, neither party, until I don't know. Towards the end there, he flipped and went Republican, and his wife.
Well, I mean, his wife
left him and everything.
The system beat him down so much that he had to join the power structure.
Pretty much, I think, is what happened. Is what exactly happened. So I mean, we can't have a leader. I can tell you that much. This you know, MGTOW cannot have a leader. That as much as people like to have leaders, it can have spokespeople, I would say, but no leaders.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to any sort of organization, there has to be a group that's doing organizing. So ipso facto, there's always a leader to any sort of action over time, which is called a movement. In any sort of organization, there's a hierarchy or a group that's in charge, if not a singular person. So there's always going to be a power structure involved.
Yeah, well, naturally, but we should try to not let it get down to one person. Like Hammerhand brought up having a round table recently, which isn't a bad idea, like maybe between the different factions, so that we can keep things more cordial between the different MGTOW camps. I don't know.
Well, see, here's the thing: is that's basically how male tribalism works. When you are working cooperatively with another man, and if it's up to the two of you, instead of like if you're an entrepreneur and you sit out on a project with another entrepreneur, you have to come up with an idea of what the expectations are, and you have to draw up contracts, and you have to be able to respect each other and rely on each other, and there has to be, you know, awards, and there has to be consequences for lack of responsibility and deliverables. Like the production and tribalism of normal contracts.
Oh yeah, and also there is great news. I have found 2 new MGTOWs. One MGTOW is from Serbia and the other MGTOW is from Croatia. So I found 2 new MGTOWs that I never knew existed. So this Serbian MGTOW is called Ivica Armanas. We had him on the stream, so he's the Serbian MGTOW.
So Igor, you're pretty young, and that makes me happy. I'm probably not. My videos probably aren't the best videos for you to watch, because I tend to swear a lot and get angry. But anyway, and talk about a lot of really controversial stuff.
That's my kind of video. That's my kind of video. I always make sure I add a little bad word in my video so that
I always throw a little bit of spice.
I don't know how people talk about this calmly. Like Traversable can do that. Traversable's a little more intelligent than me too, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know how people can talk about. I'm watching my country burn, and I've always been so patriotic, and it's real. It's like being the captain of a ship and watching the thing sink and just going down with it with tears on your face. I love this country.
There's one thing, Kyle Andrews. There's also people who trying to bring down MGTOW by claiming we're pedophiles. Well, we must fight them at all costs.
I don't know why they're attacking pedophiles. I thought the left loved pedophiles.
I thought MGTOW.
Well, it's a double standard again. They only like pedophiles when they are on the left's positive good books, but when they are not,
like Joe Biden, like that, good kids like Igor will sit home and play video games and be told they're not good enough, while the ex-vice president of the country, the ex-vice president of the country grabs little girls' boobs on TV, right? I mean, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, it really blows my mind.
Well,
here's an interesting fact. I learned this recently in an unfun way, by the way. In California, which is the shittiest state, and I am now. let me back up. Let me back up before I get into a corner. I've had the idea to leave the state for a long time, but recently, through this experience, I have now made up my mind that I will leave at some point. I just need to make my exit strategy. But here's something I didn't know. If you have ever lived with, or anyone has ever lived with you for longer than 30 days, they live with you permanently unless you go through the system to actually evict them. They can force their way into your home because it's also their home. They have just as much right to it as you do, and you cannot make them leave.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so you could be like, oh, well, hey, ex-girlfriend, I lived here with you for 30 days.
Yeah, it makes you a liar. It makes you a liar. The rules of the society makes you play shady and be a liar and just throw her out, kick all her stuff out, and then when the cops come, be like, oh, I don't know, she's crazy. Nope, she doesn't live here. Nope, never lived here before. Yeah, thanks a lot. See you later. Get a warrant, whatever. I don't know. Bye. You know what I mean? It's like everything's set up to make everybody a liar and sneak around and be shady and do everything. Like women. Basically, we got to handle everything like women. We gotta muddle around. We can't just, like the old days, run up and chop people up with an axe anymore.
Wait, what? How do you end that with that? That's so far away.
Because that's how we used to deal. Because that's how we used to deal with tyranny. Because that's how we used to deal with people making rules that are ridiculous, that make it so that you can't even function and go about your everyday life. We used to be like, over here, I don't know if you know this, but over here in America, we used to be like, oh yeah, and then that bureaucrat would be hanging from a street post down at the town square the next day. That's right. Those were the days. Right. Exactly.
Have you seen Gangs of New York?
Exactly. Yes, one of my favorite movies. I was thinking of that.
That movie.
I was thinking of that movie when I said that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Igor. Yeah.
You had the name of California wrong. It's not the state of California, but the People's Socialist Soviet Republic of California.
Yeah, but just like any other internet gamer, I abbreviate everything.
Oh yes, and Riley Andrews said our governor just passed a law about allowing abortion after the child is born. NYC is the evil cesspool of liberalism. So they basically made murder legal, but there is a one catch: you have to be a woman to do it.
Yeah, basically the liberal, as we can't. Here's the issue: is you can't just say like, oh, the liberals are a bunch of dummies and this and that, because they've completely they've completely taken over like the upward rungs of mobility in our society. And yeah, their underlings might be dumb, but whatever they're doing, they seem to be winning, because I don't know what conservatives are trying to conserve anymore.
So
Well, that's
basically,
the thing, is I really don't think that either side really wants to make things better. They just want to get power for their side. And I don't think the two sides are all that different either.
Tradcons messed up when they let Satanists take over, when they called television and radio the devil, and let I'm telling you, this really got bad when all the Tradcons, we call them, all the conservative, basically when middle class America got told, TV and radio is the devil, and let Satanists basically take over the entertainment, take over all the media and entertainment in Hollywood, and put out whatever messages they wanted to put out, instead of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really gave up the battlefield to the enemy in this country, boy. And we were really kind of, it's like we were,
well,
we were manipulating.
Right? You know why that happened, right?
Well, I'm just saying, I watched it all happen as a kid. I watched it all from like pretty much the early, I was starting to be coherent in the mid 70s, 75. So I watched it all kind of happen. I watched the transition into the 80s, where by the time I got to high school in the 80s, it was, women, don't get married and, go to college and have a, and have a career, and you don't need men. And as a male, if you weren't a jock, then you better be a retard, basically, and take the special bus, because they're just going to fuck with you and fail you anyway, unless you're a yuppie, unless you're rich, or you're like the sheriff's kid or something. You know what I mean?
oh,
Well, you know why that happened, right?
Because they put out a lot of false statistics. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Because they put out a lot of false statistics and information, and fooled men into believing that women were just getting beat up all over the place and nobody was doing anything about it.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the religion turning away from TV and radio.
Oh, probably because the Masons took over the churches. I don't know
right.
why.
So it's a power structure thing where the people who had like the profound attachment to religion and those values, they weren't ready yet to be swayed. So instead, they had them to distract themselves away from the medium while they took control of it and took control of the people that watched it. So that once they had a good enough like foothold in it and a way of controlling, then they can start converting them into it. And that's why religion is so soft now. It's because now it's not. There's no true devil anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So basically, Hollywood basically made lessons, but we aren't going to give, because we really don't care about those films. But we MGTOWs are planning to create. We should be doing everything. So the thing is, these plots are trying to divide MGTOW.
I don't think we all need to agree. I think we need to elevate each other's channels, unless somebody's like a complete retard, like a pedophile or a. I mean, we've had some, like Trav did battle with the pedos, and he won. There was guys that were using little child anime icons and stuff like that, and I don't know. I don't want to get into it. All I'm saying is that, like, is that I see purposeful division of the, like, I understand there being camps and there being different points of views, and what is MGTOW and what isn't MGTOW.
Yeah.
Right, but at the same time, I think all MGTOW should understand that all of us elevating each other, like these big channels, sometimes I feel like they're agents, because they ignore and what would be the purpose of that? Oh, to make sure that you, a real person, doesn't get power, and that somebody who's not going to take any action gets all the power and views and subs and money. You understand what I'm saying? So
I love it, Misfit, man. You and I need to talk more, brother.
Yeah, so we should be all elevating each other's channels you know, and all this stuff, and buying each other's products.
Igor,
you know,
just
I'm gonna buy
interrupt him, man.
like Igor, man, you're gonna put out a t-shirt line. You know what I mean? We should all be purposely. Yeah, you need a shirt. Buy a MGTOW shirt.
I also tried to make a merch store once earlier. Basically, when me and Portuguese were still at war, I tried to create my own merch line. Basically, to at least get some profit off of the beef. But right now, I don't see any.
Yeah, if we can't get the politicians to change things, then empower each other and pump money into our own little economy where we're doing so well, like we're kind of playing by their rules. Now we look successful, and now now we win the youth. Now we win the youth culture because they see MGTOW driving around in nice cars. They see MGTOW owning their own property, being successful, not sitting in their living room, not struggling, yelling into the screen like me.
Oh yes.
But anyway, that's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to get I don't know, I'm trying to pull some levers and push some buttons and change the world here.
Oh yes, and I have also had so now I'm going to fully disclose my secret plan. So I once had a plan to create a currency called the MGTOW coin, and I actually tried to make it, but it inflated so large that it became worthless.
You're going to have to repeat that because I'm not hearing you clearly. Can you say that again?
Yes. Oh yes. Me and MGTOWs in school tried to create our own MGTOW coin currency. But the problem is, someone sabotaged it and made a few extra paper coins. We used paper as our currency. So they made a few extra paper coins and everything then went into inflation and now it's worthless.
Is anybody getting that? Because it's between your accent and your microphone, I'm having problems.
I was trying to tell him earlier. It's really hard to understand what he's saying.
It's really hard to understand. Maybe back off from your microphone a little bit or something. I don't know. Go ahead.
That's better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so me and my school friends MGTOWs tried to create a MGTOW currency.
Currency? You said currency? A currency?
Look, you really can't do a MGTOW currency without an economy behind it.
We tried to do it.
And there is no true MGTOW economy yet. That there needs to be MGTOW society, like out in the real world, for that to happen, because all currency is based on real goods. So until you have an economy that supports that currency, there's no point in doing that. Now, what you can do is once your MGTOW site is live, and I plan on doing this on my site when it's live, is to be able to trade like whatever national currency you have and trade that in for that site's virtual currency to trade for goods and have that currency on the site.
That's not a bad idea. A currency exchange type thing going on.
Right.
So this is what happened. The currency didn't last long, and the main cause was inflation.
Inflation.
I forgot to tell my MGTOW friends to stop printing so much banknotes.
Well, here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. Like, right. So what you do?
Oh, that's hilarious.
One thing you can do is just like any AAA game. You know how they want to monetize shit. What you can do is say, okay, look, if you put in 5, let's say US dollars, you can get 10, or you can do a straight trade. 5 US dollars for 5 MGTOW dollars. And then what you can do is you can also give them dollars back based on actions. And then they can go to a shop and spend those dollars. So one, it's producing money coming into the system to like pay for whatever fees the MGTOW dollars won't pay for. And then also you're paying back into the community by giving out basically discounts to MGTOWs.
Oh, yes. And
what about listen to this, guys. What do you think about this? What about a social media site where where you earn money through likes, shares, and comments and stuff like that, and it doesn't even have to be a lot; it could be pennies. Like, and and just like so, like basically, you know, all you do is like, share, and comment on people's stuff and stuff like that, and it earns like residual income until that site gains like so much value. You know what I mean? Like basically to the point where like you can like work your way up and you know,
because then you just have people liking and commenting or whatever just for the economic gain, which would throw off the whole
right.
point. Which would throw off the whole point of having a rating system.
I
Oh
guess you
yes.
got that right. I don't know. I was thinking about that.
No, I hear you. I mean, that's a good idea, but it goes along with the same vein of what I was just saying. Is you just you give
It's like
incentive
you
for
actually,
activity.
it'd be like where you actually earn being a member. You
Right? Like if
actually
you
earn
upload,
something.
you get some MGTOW money. You know?
Oh
Right.
yes. Can I say something? The
Yeah.
other reason my MGTOW currency failed is because it was fiat currency.
Okay. Isn't all currency fiat currency?
Well, there's some currency that is backed by gold.
Kyle says that's how mines.com works. So maybe Kyle Andrews in the chat said that's how mines.com works. Maybe there's already some people that are onto that concept. I don't know.
Right.
I was thinking about getting a decent camera. I got some you know, I've been collecting, like I said, I got some toys now. I got some firearms. I got a dune buggy.
Nice.
I got a bunch of cool camping gear and all this stuff. I might just go get dump some money into a decent camera and start filming movies because I got the props for it. I mean, I got real firearms, dude.
What area are you in?
I'm in the Northeast, right up here in Massachusetts. Beautiful area.
Yeah, I used to live there. It's a beautiful looking place. I just hate how there's not as many sidewalks as I was like. I would like. I love being able to walk places with sidewalks instead of in the mud.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Oh
lucky
yes.
if there's a sidewalk in my town. Yeah.
Oh yes, and we MGTOWs are planning to also me MGTOWs in school are planning to buy materials to create some
Well,
sort of a secret weapon that basically acts like a firearm, but basically has depleted uranium in it.
What
why
the
don't you
fuck? You talking about uranium weapons? What the fuck are you talking about?
depleted uranium?
Basically, we plan to make radioactive weapons. So
What?
then we
Igor? What? What? Well, fuck. At that point, just make a golden gun, dude.
but we have decided that the radiation is too much to handle, so we need to scrap
Yeah.
depleted uranium. So we want to create how should we say, a crafted. The plan is to create a crafted firearm because there's no way you can fire an iron firearm where you live. So we have to craft it.
So wouldn't it be cool to be able to watch movies where you're not triggered because they all of a sudden in the middle of a great movie they don't.
That's why I was asking where you are, because I plan on making male-centric movies as well.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool.
Right now, I'm doing a web development project for one of my fellow MGTOW members, and I'm helping him get his site off the ground, and I'm doing that development for the community. But after that, I plan on start doing male-centric movies.
Sweet. Because I have some decent ideas. I'm gonna have to. I'll email you.
Check out
Or
my
something.
videos, and you'll see what kind of workflow I have, or what kind of quality I like to do.
Okay.
If we MGTOWs have our plan succeeded, we might just create the first androcentric society. Basically, it's like a kind of centrism but benefits the male, so it's called androcentrism.
Well, the only impediment really for that now even is the fact that we need women to reproduce.
Oh yes, I already have a prototype of the future machine that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like I don't want MGTOW to be a nihilistic thing where we're like, oh well, we're all gonna go into our bedrooms and that's it, and the human race will end, and the Earth will be a beautiful place. There's already philosophies like that out there, and I'm not joining them for a reason. Because if you're gonna be I don't know.
Oh yes, we are planning to get the technology that will be able to create future MGTOWs.
That's why I love having my son. He's 7 years old, and he calls out bullshit. He sees through his mom's lies.
There you go.
He calls out his aunts. Like, wow, that's really dumb. Like he's
that's some sexist BS. No.
yeah, he's like that's bullshit. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude,
Oh,
don't,
yes.
He
cuss,
must
but you're
make you
right.
so proud. You must
He
be
does,
so proud
man.
of
He makes
him.
me proud so
Oh
often.
yes, and also one thing. I have decided that in school I will not follow rules that benefit women. So basically, I decided to actually rebel and say
So hold on, I just want to share
when
this
they
real
see
quick.
that
So
when they
my
see
son
that
recently witnessed his mom lying to him and being a drunk asshole and fucking shit up. And she tried doing the whole talking sweet and soft to him and trying to confuse him and manipulate his emotions. And as she's doing this, I'm watching it, and I even got it recorded for posterity's sake, so I can look back at it in the future and I can show him when he's older. But she's trying to manipulate the shit out of him, and he's just like, "Mom, I love you, but I can't fucking trust you." And I'm like, "Yes, he sees it. He sees through it. He's not letting her manipulate him." It was awesome.
Igor, is your dad around? Is your dad in your life?
yes, my family has never divorced.
I mean, are both your original parents together?
Yes, partly because every time they even mention the word, I start a really big rebellion.
Are you like concerned? Like,
They're like, "Maybe we should get a divorce." You're like, "No, you motherfuckers." They're like, "Okay, maybe not."
yeah, exactly. That's the way it should be. Are you concerned? Like, are the women in your country starting to get westernized? Like, where are you,
Of
and
course
what's up
they
with the
are.
girl? Are the girls getting all feminized or feministic over there?
Of course they are getting feminized. My Serbian mixers has shown me the laws in Serbia, and they basically found that giving compliments to women in June 1st, which is coming soon, will be illegal in Serbia.
Yeah, this is global. There's no running away from this, like expatriating and
Well,
all.
stop running away, you fucking pussies! Don't run away. Why
I'm
would you
not
run
running
away?
away. I'm not running away. I'm going down with the
I'm
ship.
talking to the guys that are.
Yeah, exactly. I know. No, I know you are. I'm just saying. I was just wanting to say I'm going down with the ship, and that's on record. I've said it on my channel like 2 or 3 times.
Hey, grab some buckets. We can make it to shore.
Yeah, whatever we're gonna do, man. Make it like sink or swim, man. That's all there is. That's all I know. I'm not gonna run to another country. I might, I mean, I don't know. I have no interest in going to any other countries, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But here I am, and here I'm planting myself. Everybody else can fucking leave if they don't like it.
All right. Well, I have enjoyed it, and but I gotta get back to work. So thank you guys
Oh yeah.
for having this
Yeah, it
discussion.
was really nice meeting you. I will be watching your channel, and I'll probably
Yeah.
I'll keep in.
Hit me up.
Yep. Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
This is
All right.
always MGTOW, when in doubt, mayhem. Peace out, brethren.
Peace. What do you say,
Wow.
Igor? You still gonna
But
you
I
gonna
doubt. I doubt. Well, this was a fun ride so far.
are you
Things
gonna
are
keep live streaming, or are you gonna cut it off here? Because I think I'm gonna bounce too. I got stuff to do. I got to.
I'm only going to cut it if people leave.
All right. Well, I'll catch you later.
Alright, bye bye.
Bye bye.
And so this was the great years. Oh, there we go. So this was the greatest stream we've ever had. We have managed to keep the stupid penny out, thankfully. So everything was happening perfectly. So we've managed to do a perfect stream, and we haven't gotten that bot trying to attack us. So things happened perfectly. And also, Project Mayhem lives. I agree. Project Mayhem does live. Oh, always make the one in that mayhem. And we've just crossed the right amount of time. Yes, I have to end the stream. Yes, I have to end the stream. So guys, this has been Igor MGTOW Games and bye bye. Hope you have a good day guys.